The home of Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. In fact, Curtin is recognised globally for providing courses with a practical focus, where students learn the skills to graduate career ready. Ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, Curtin's innovative, exciting campus and learning environment offers an experience to last a lifetime. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Do you love hockey as much as we do? At the Field Hockey label, our vision is to dress up hockey. Whether playing, training, or simply casual wear away from the pitch, the Field Hockey label supplies high-quality match and training attire. Long-sleeve tops and supporter wear, such as puffer jackets and track pants, polo shirts, and even business shirts. All of the Field Hockey label's gear can be custom made to include club and sponsor logos, player names and team numbers. The Field Hockey label, where if you love hockey like we love hockey, we guarantee you'll always feel the best dressed. Very good evening from the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium in Johor, Baru. It's the final match on day 2 of the 2019 Sultan of Johor Cup. We've had a fantastic day's hockey here in very muggy conditions. Great Britain were victorious over Japan by 2-1. And then following that game, it was India that took on New Zealand. And boy, did India put on a show. The final score in that game was 8-2 in favour of India. So India and Great Britain still unbeaten in the tournament. And now we will see whether Australia can join them, as Australia are about to take on Malaysia. Australia have won the Sultan of Johor Cup twice, and Malaysia have won it just once when they beat Australia in the final. Can they get a victory today to keep their dream of making the final alive, or at least playing amongst the medals? Well, we're going to turn our attention now to the team lineups for both these teams playing in this match. First up, Australia, and the players to look out for. Well, Anand Gupta at the back was really strong for them in their opening game against Japan, and expect him to be crucial today. Aaron Hazel scored 2 goals for Australia, starting on the bench today, but will no doubt have an impact. Lachlan Buzzico wears the captain's armband today, and again, he was crucial in defence. And Malaysia, with so much pace, the defence is going to be very important. But also in attack, I feel Dane Gavranich, wearing number 5 today, could have a big impact on this match. Turning our attention now to Malaysia, Well, Australia are going to be looking for goals as well, and you feel that their goalkeeper, Hamiz Ahir, is going to be crucial if Malaysia are going to play well. Arif Ishak wearing number 3, he's played for the national team. They're going to need him to step up and perform, and also be in great form from penalty corners. Another player that's played for the Malaysian Tigers is Akimullah wearing number 10. He too is going to need to find the back of the net when the chances arise. But a key player for them as well, who played really well in their opening game, is number 8, Sirman. Well, Australia are coached by Ben Bishop and Malaysia coached by Zaini Nur Saiful. Both of them former internationals for their country. Ben Bishop had 20 games for the Kookaburras. And Nur Saiful Zainal, where he played from 1985 to 2000. So 15 years wearing the colours of Malaysia. And he's been trying to build a team that can challenge not only for the Junior Asia Cup, but also for the Junior World Cup, which comes up in 2 years' time. I was just talking to Lachlan Buzzico's father, and he was saying that sadly his son falls between those ages. He missed out on the last World Cup, and he's going to be too old for the next one. And that is sometimes the fate of birth, and that's where I think in a way it's good that the FIH is now going to make the Junior World Cup biennial rather than being quadrennial. And that means that players like Lachlan Buzzico will not miss out on the opportunity to play at a Junior World Cup. So I applaud the FIH for that decision. It's a good one. Well, we're just waiting for the players to make their way out. They will be led out by the umpires for tonight. And that is Nick Sanders from New Zealand and Sean Rappaport from South Africa. So the players making their way through the archway. This should be a really good game. It was a tight match in the round robin last year. In fact, it was actually not that tight last year. It was a 6-1 victory for Australia. I was getting my years confused. I just feel that Australia, though, to quiet the crowd, are going to need a score early. But we are going to have the national anthems first, and first up will be the national anthem of Australia. And now we will have the national anthem of Malaysia, Negaraku. And not surprisingly, a rousing rendition of Negaraku from the Malaysian crowd here inside the Tamandaya Stadium. Players now go through one final handshake and then we can get the match underway. great to see some support for the Australian. A lot of the parents have come up, and we've got 2 inflatable kangaroos sitting on the fence down below to my left-hand side. There's about 3 or 4 Australian flags as well. But they are going to be drowned out, you feel, this evening, because Malaysia, the crowd does turn out, especially for these evening games here in Johor Bahru, to support their team. And there will be plenty of noise for the Malaysian team. They go into one final huddle as well. So important that they get a victory tonight if they want to be up amongst the medals on the final day of the tournament. Next up for Japan, Malaysia rather, will be a game against New Zealand. And on Tuesday it will be Australia against Great Britain. So that is a game to put in your diary, and make sure you catch the live stream of that. And the live stream, of course, made available to you courtesy of Griffin, in the game since 1983. And also MyGo. Get moving with MyGo here in Malaysia. Curtin University making a better tomorrow. Will be Australia to get the match underway. Final match on day 2. Just waiting for a whistle from the umpires. The arm is raised by Sean Rappaport, and we're underway. Australia looking to dribble from the centre line straight away. Almost stolen immediately by Sheila Silverius, the captain of Malaysia. Just a reminder, the first ever player from Sabah to captain a Malaysian international side. That was lifted very high by Patrick Coates. So a free hit to Malaysia. It's usually goals when these two meet in this competition. If we look at the 9 matches that they've played, and it's not just at the Sultan of Johor Cup. 9 games, there have been 25 goals for Australia, 15 for Malaysia. So a total of 40 in 9 matches. Just shows you that there tend to be some goals. I can tell you there's never been a clean sheet in those 9 matches, and I don't think there'll be one today. Malaysia started so well in their opening match against India. But then just India managed to claw their way back. That was deflected off Coates. That was off his foot, so it will be a free hit to Malaysia. No argument from the Australian. Patrick Coates, who hails from Victoria, playing currently for Hockey Club Melbourne. That was taken a long way forward by Arif Ishak. Stole probably a good 10 metres. See that more and more. Arif Ishak, who won gold at the Youth Olympic Games, up many of his teammates. Pekanbaron in Malaysia. That ball forward goes harmlessly over the baseline. So Malaysia, of course, the only team to have played in all 9 editions of the Sultan of Johor Cup. Australia have played in 8. Nothing really on, so just played onto the foot of Amirul Mamat. Comes wide now, Lachlan Buzzicoat, the captain. Back to Buzzicoat. See his sister in the crowd, Annie Buzzicoat, watching on. Comes wide, Gupta. Good turn, in fact, it's Gobindaraj Gill, my apologies. Gobindaraj Gill, who came in as a replacement for Tom Harvey, Western Australian, being injured. So Gill looking to take his chance and show what he's made of. Receives that, but, well, he did keep it in play. Very well done, because for a second it looked as if it was going to go over the sideline. Malaysia looking to up the pace now as they look to go on the attack. Physical challenge coming in from Dane Richards. And that's something I think the umpires have just got to watch in these games against Malaysia. Because obviously you can see there is a huge height differential and also weight differential between the Malaysian players and the Australians, and we know that a lot of the Europeans and Australians and New Zealanders like to get up close and personal, and sometimes that snuffs out any skill that the smaller, more diminutive players may have. Lovely skills from Aki Muller. Aki Muller wins a free hit. Oh no, it's reversed. Initially, we saw Nick Saunders point as if it was a free hit to Malaysia. Changed his mind, and now Sam McCulloch goes on the attack. McCulloch leaves the ball behind. Good pass down the line coming from Dylan Martin. Pass in from the sideline, though, was easily cut out by Malaysia. So it's been a cagey start to this match. It's 4 minutes gone. Neither team has really gone at the other just yet. Amirul plays it down the line. Good pass infield that time coming from Shearman. Akimullah happy to duck back. Amirul again. Goes on the reverse stick. Tries a diagonal pass. That was cut out well by Lachlan Buzzico. Too far ahead of the run coming from Francis, but collected well by McCulloch. McCulloch goes infield. Buzzico pushes it out wide onto the left-hand side. Australia trying to get in the circle. They're in the circle. Good defence, though, again from Malaysia. And they don't panic in those defensive situations, these young boys. So free hit again for Malaysia. Hafizi Zainuddin will take the free hit. No, he won't. He'll leave it behind. He scored for Malaysia in their opening match when they went up 2-0 against India. Ball comes wide now to Iskander Zainal. Happy to go back into the defensive line. Nice deflection, looking for Akimullah, but it was read well by Buzzico again. Buzzico just plays the ball infield. Dylan Martin. Gill again, looking up, wants to go square, trying to play it through two Malaysian players. Managed to get the shins of one, so it will be a free hit to Australia. Comes wide now to the right-hand side. Brindley Gallagher. Short pass to the baseline. Francis trying to make his way past the first defender. He's going to use Gallagher, I'm sure, because he's just got too many defenders there. He's managed to force the foul, so well done, Michael Francis. Into the circle it goes, bouncing off the defender and eventually off the pads for a long corner. That was a good run from Aaron Hazel. Aaron Hazel, who plays his hockey for Services Workies. Comes across now to Gupta. Gupta throws the long pass in the air, not brought down that convincingly by Ashraf Ishak. Managed to get it away, but pressure again for Malaysia as they try to come out of defence. The spin and the ball infield, well, it's bounced luckily for them and a chance to go on the attack. Akimullah needed to maybe make a run a little bit earlier. Mahubidin didn't really have too many options. And we've seen a couple of players on both sides trying to play it through another player. Akimullah will keep that in play now. Tries to weave his way into the circle. He's in on the reverse stick. And Akimullah has put that one out of the ground as it goes bouncing down the road. So it took a deflection, so it is in fact not Akimullah's fault. So Severius with the long corner, happy to go back and draw the Australian defence out and try and create some space. And coming forward but playing a square pass was Amirul Azahar, but there was nobody in that space. So both teams at the moment allowing the other to pass the ball. Pass out of defence from Sam Gray. Sam Gray wore the captain's armband in the first game, so Ben Bishop obviously rotating the captaincy here in Malaysia. Malaysia again, high press from Australia. They're hemmed in that corner. They've made a mistake. Chance for Australia, played into the shins. It will be a free hit. Just on the 5-metre circle. Gill flat into the circle and in a really good position, but missed it completely, was Aaron Hazel. Well, the encouraging thing is Hazel was in the right position. He may have missed it. And as he would say, it's the law of averages. As long as you're in there and you get the shots away enough times, you will score enough goals. Hazel jumps out of the way as that one was played forward, and an apology because the pass coming from Zainul going to absolutely nobody. Ball just played back there was by Daniel McBride, the number 20. I must wish him a belated happy birthday. It was his birthday yesterday, and I did forget to mention it during commentary, so I hope he'll forgive me. So Malaysia again. Iskander Zainul plays it flat across the back line. Good collection. Akimullah goes infield. And that was a blind pass played again from Shafiq Hassan. Malaysia get possession back. Into the circle it goes. This time, though, only players on the edge of the circle. Nobody at the back post and nobody coming into the circle. Both teams at the moment unable to find teammates inside the striking circle. Francis goes back into Lucas Brown. Brown to Gupta. Gupta being pursued there by Adam Mamat. Turned by McBride. McBride is just caught and tripped there by Shafiq Hassan. No card issued. So McBride makes his way over to take the free hit. Gives it to Anand Gupta. And unfortunately for Australia, Dane Gavranic couldn't bring the bouncing ball under control. Gavranic, though, has stolen that. He's a very busy player, Dane Gavranic. Through the middle it goes, a lovely turn. Taking a tumble, though, was Dane Richards. No whistle. Malaysia got numbers now if they can move the ball intelligently. Carried forward well by Nazrul into the circle, and a keeper's come out. It's bouncing all over the place inside the circle. Malaysia keep up possession. So good initial save along the baseline. The ball pulled back. It's ricocheted up. First penalty corner of the match. Well, Robert McClellan was called into action. He did his job, got the ball away. But Malaysia now have the first penalty corner of the game. In their game against India, they scored 1 from 1. Can they keep that 100% record intact? It's certainly something Malaysia have prided themselves on, is their penalty corner routines and their drag flicking prowess. Arif Ishak is one of those waiting at the top of the circle. It comes to him. Flicks low, it's come back off the post. And Australia now look to mount a counter-attack. McBride on the ball. Malaysia sprinting to get back. The ball comes wide to Richards. Back infield it goes to McBride, but it'll be picked up in the midfield by Shafiq Hassan. Well, Malaysia hit the post from that penalty corner. They will feel that that was really unlucky. Just over 2.5 minutes left. And they could have so easily taken a lead into the first break. Just the post denying them. Arif Ishak, we'll get to that in a minute, because here come Malaysia again. The ball pushed wide onto the right-hand side. Can he get the ball into the circle? Trying to turn one way, then the other. Goes back again to beat the defender for a third time. Tries to go through the legs. Good defensive play. Well, I was about to say that Arif Ishak, who is part of the national setup now here in Malaysia, trained earlier in the year with the legendary Tai Takama from the Netherlands in Kuantan, as Malaysia worked on their penalty corner routines. Tai Takama was trying to make sure that they got more accuracy and they picked their spots and found them more regularly. Anna Fishak said that it was hugely beneficial. Tied Takama 221 goals in 242 matches for the Netherlands. That's no mean achievement. It's a long corner now to Australia. The ball just being left for Dane Richards. Comes across now to Buzzico. And that one just running away from Richards, unfortunately for him. And the Australian player's just been told to make sure they're 5 metres away. Oh dear, that's a missed clearance. Picked up inside the circle, laid square, should be a goal. Brilliant save, outstanding save. Well, Australia felt sure they'd score. Hamiz Ahir with a brilliant save. He just threw himself at the ball as it was heading towards his goal. It was a brilliant steal and very unselfish inside the circle from Aaron Knight. I think the shot eventually came from Dane Richards. But I said that Hamiz Ahir would be a key player for Malaysia, and there he was. Malaysia, they got away with that mistake, but they need to make a few less. There's another one. Shafiq Hassan playing the ball square. Australia take it quickly, look to move the ball into attack very, very fast. A little bit of a push in the back. Good umpiring. Free hit to Malaysia. Oh, what a lovely pass through several players, but unfortunately for Malaysia, weak pass coming from Amirul Mamat. Just got no power. And that just meant it dribbled towards the defender. Pulling wide now for Australia is Aaron Knight. Knight dispossessed, great tackle. And Malaysia happy to play the ball around in their defensive final third. In fact, probably final, I don't know what you'd call it, right on the baseline. And now trying to play their way out again. Good skills being shown. And the hooter goes for the end of the first quarter. Well, there have been chances at both ends. Australia with a chance and denied by Hamiz Ahir. Malaysia from a penalty corner having a really good flick towards goal, hitting the bottom of the post and ricocheting out. So at the first break, it is Australia 0, Malaysia 0.
Of Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. In fact, Curtin is recognised globally for providing courses with a practical focus, where students learn the skills to graduate career ready. Ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, Curtin's innovative, exciting campus and learning environment offers an experience to last a lifetime. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Well, the Australian players staying on the pitch, and Malaysia just in front of their own dugout for this first break. Coaches, you would think, would be fairly pleased, probably just saying that they want a little few, or maybe a few less turnovers than they were from either side in that first quarter. But nothing to choose between the two teams at the moment as they make their way out for the start of the second quarter. Once again, I would like to acknowledge our sponsors, a truly global university with campuses in Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, Dubai and Mauritius. That's Curtin University. And at the Field Hockey label, our vision is to dress up hockey. So order your gear now and make the turf your catwalk, as Australia get the second quarter underway. Lovely steal and a chance to break forward for Shakir. Shakir releases the ball, and the challenge came in, but laid back and trying to cut it out to get a shot and appealing for a penalty corner. That was Was it Silverius that got caught? Aki Muller tried to cut back. It's been missed at the back and chased all the way by McCulloch. Long corner given. Good defence coming back, though, by Dane Richards to break up the attack from Aki Muller. Dylan Martin was very hesitant with his pass now. Collins. James Collins pushes it into the circle. It was a good ball. Scrapping for possession, though, are Malaysia. And once more we see Gavranic chasing hard to close down the Malaysian defence. Now, credit to Malaysia at the moment. They're not giving Australia as much space as sometimes they want to do, and that's a mistrap inside the circle. Frustration for Australia, and another attack breaks down. Gavranic culprit that time. Silverius is already pushed forward a few times in this match. Captain of Malaysia, plays in defence or midfield, but he's talking to a few of the Malaysians involved in hockey here in Johor Bahru, and they were feeling he needed to get forward a little bit more, and in their previous game against India sat a little bit too deep, so maybe that's why we're seeing him get forward more often in this match. Over the side it goes, and it will be Malaysia ball. Shakir takes it. Just get that one in play. Turns and takes a tumble, wins a free hit. Played on very quickly, another free hit won by some good work. Ball played square now by Arifishek. And there's plenty of pace on the pass from Ashraf Ishak, but nobody on the end for Malaysia. Good skills shown again. Breaking forward was James Collins. In the defensive line now for Malaysia as they look to play out. Comes wide to Mahubuddin. Breaking forward at pace now. Good stick control. Just losing it though there and winning it back. Iskander Zainal loses out eventually. Francis thought he had it. Free hit goes Australia's way, taken quickly by Coates into space. Gavranic now plays it forward, finds Francis. Francis takes a tumble into the circle. Free hit though goes against Australia. That was good play, just holding it up when there was no way down the sideline, and then played a good pass down the sideline. Will be collected once more. Emirul Azahar doing good work on the right-hand side. Australia, though, good defence. Snuff out another attack. They've still got to get the ball out of that defensive final third. It's played dangerously across the circle. Caught an Australian foot, so it'll be a free hit to Malaysia in a very dangerous area. Except all the Malaysian players are at the front post. Nobody is at the back post. Ball just lifted into the Australian player. Now a player drifting to the back post, but makes a run to the near post. And we're going to see a card issued. It looked like a yellow card. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but it certainly looked like a yellow card. But I thought there was a yellow card earlier, and it ended up it was actually only a green card. It's just the light here. Can't see who the player is either. My apologies. So Australia, anyway, are down to 10 players, at least for 2 minutes. May well be for 5. Can Malaysia make it count? That is the important thing. Comes out wide now. Abdul Razak. Good pass down the line from him, trying to turn and get inside the circle. It was a good run coming from Amirul Mamat. Good defence too from Australia. And there's a little bit of pushing and shoving going on now in this match. Silverius goes back, Malaysia. Oh, it was a good pass to the edge of the circle, kept in play. And McClellan did well to clear that one at his near post. Sam Gray, who picked up the yellow card, so it was 5 minutes as the ball now comes to Gupta in space down the right-hand side. Just maybe under-hit his pass, trying to play in Aaron Hazel. Malaysia came across, though, and conceded a corner. Francis, good pass from him. Good defence again from Malaysia, and they'll just clear it anywhere at the moment. So once again, we have ball patrol throwing balls on the pitch rather than keeping an eye on what's going on. It's been a little bit frustrating today, the amount of times that's happened. I must say it doesn't just happen here, though. It happens all around the world. Lovely turn and a run forward now by McCulloch. McCulloch tries to turn, but got in a little bit of trouble there as two players were there. Sam McCulloch hails from Tasmania, where he won the Under-21s National Championships in 2018. As part of the Tasmanian Institute of Sport. Down the line it goes, not able to keep that one in play was Silverius. So Brindley Gallagher goes to the air, missed by the Malaysian players, so bounces through. Good ball from McCulloch, and a penalty corner for Australia, their first of the match. And we will see what they can do. They had 5 in their opening game against Japan, failed to convert any of those. So it may not be as big a threat as Malaysia may think. However, they may click tonight and it could be a real problem. So making his way to the baseline is James Collins. Collins will do the injecting off, and it's Sam Gray, but Gray, of course, is on the sideline at the moment. Waiting at the top of the circle is Aaron Hazel. And it's a mistrap. And it's a missed clearance too by Malaysia. And it's a 16 given in the end. Well, that was a comedy of errors by both teams. Ball eventually came to Francis, who tried to make the penalty corner count for Australia. Down the line it goes. Gallagher received it, played it to Francis. Now turning is McBride. McBride, who's shown that he has really good dribbling skills. He's happy to use those. Brindley Gallagher, short pass goes to McBride once more. And it's a stick check on McBride, so another free hit to Australia. Not far away from the halfway stage in this second quarter. Gupta runs forward but couldn't find Gill on the far side. Gill was just on his heels as the pass was played. Hafizi Zainuddin just plays the ball in. Malaysia come along the back line. They go there again. Silverius just sitting in front of Abdul Razak. It's a good pass and a nice turn coming from Sirman. Sirman, though, with 3 Australian players, and he tried to just use sheer brute force to get it through all 3 of them and failed horribly. Free hit goes to Australia. Aaron Hazel, that's good awareness to feed Francis, who was coming into space behind play. Straight out, trying to get through a gap, and real determination being shown by McCulloch. He'll get a free hit, but slightly away from the circle. The first offence, the umpire playing an advantage. McCulloch not gaining any. Ricochets up off the Malaysian stick, brought down in the end, and edge of the circle, trying to play that one in for Australia was Coates. Malaysia steal it again. That's going to run out of play, but it did take a deflection off the stick of Gallagher. Australia diving to get a touch. That was good work as well. Very important touch from Dane Richards. And now Gavranic has a bit of space out wide. That's where he's usually at his most dangerous. Richards, who stole possession back, goes infield. Buzzico. Good run from McBride. McBride to Richards. Richards got past one. And Malaysia have now picked up a card. I think that was only a green card though. Into the circle, penalty corner. Well, Australia with their second penalty corner, maybe this is the point. They've got a one-player advantage. Won't affect the defending numbers though. That's been a helter-skelter first half. Running on with the instructions from Ben Bishop is Lucas Brown. Making his way to the baseline, Anand Gupta. Brindley Gallagher is waiting at the first battery. And at the second is Lachlan Buzzico, the captain. Will he say, I'm taking it? Goes to Buzzico. Good running by the first runner. Appeals it came off the foot. Malaysia is saying it was the stick. Amaril Azahar doing good running. But Malaysia couldn't make the counter-attack count. It's Australia ball from the side. McBride self-passes in the end. Pushes it down the line. Interesting trap coming from Hazel. Hazel cuts infield and was looking to feed the ball back to McBride, but on the reverse stick low down, didn't manage to find its mark. Now, if you look at the record between these two teams, they've played each other 9 times if we're going all the way back to 2011 at under-21 level. In tournaments, that is, not counting other matches where teams have come on tour. Played each other 9 times. Australia won 6, Malaysia 2, and there's been 1 draw. The last win Malaysia had was Sultan of Johor Cup 2015, where they won 3-2 in that match. Fraser Gerrard and Max Hendry scoring for Australia. Noor Shafiq Sumantri, Sharil Sabah, and Najmi Jazlan scoring for Malaysia. All 3 of those players now playing for the national team. So it just tells you how good this tournament is in terms of preparing players for international hockey. McBride, nice pass infield from him. Received a good pass from Sam Gray, who's back on, and Australia are back to 11 players. Taken away as he was advancing was Coates. He loses out. And Malaysia, though, misplaced pass. They've given possession back to Australia. This could be trouble, but Malaysia do have a number of orange shirts back, taking a tumble, so it will be a free hit. Has to go the 5 meters before the ball can be played in the circle. There was a moment of conjecture about that in the Great Britain-Japan game. Check it out on the YouTube if you want to have your own opinion. Seeing it with the naked eye, I wasn't sure that Great Britain went the 5 meters, but they scored and the goal counted. Japan were not too happy. Into the circle it goes. This time it's going to be a free hit to Malaysia. Well, Malaysia have been doing the lion's share of defending. They've been trying to counter-attack, and again we get a back stick, this time from the captain Silverius. Shello Silverius played for the National Under-14 Championships for Sabah in 2015 when they won their first ever national championship. And that was really when he came to the attention here in Malaysia of a lot of the powers that be and the scouts and the coaches. Akimullah plays on quickly. Akimullah driving towards the circle. Akimullah goes into the circle. What a tackle by Gupta. And Akimullah, though, gets it back. Gupta falling over. Akimullah still has possession across the face of goal. Now, the Australians a couple of times were calling, I think, for a free hit. Good to see, though, the umpire, Nick Saunders, in very quickly just to make sure that there was no animosity between the players. That's good player management in my book. Malaysia again take the ball from the side quickly. The crowd trying to get behind their team. Down the line it goes. That was great skills shown by Shafiq Hassan. Shafiq Hassan, edge of the circle. Good tackle from Australia. I think it was Gupta just stopped it, but stopped the ball getting into the circle. It's in the circle now, and Australia scramble it clear. Ricochets back towards the D, but Richards is there. So Sierman again causing problems around the edge of the circle, but superb defence from Australia. Dylan Martin now gets a free hit. Amirul Azhar, player penalised, and I think that was the hooter. Hard to hear with all the noise, but that is indeed the end of the first half. It's been exciting. There's not been any goals, but it has been a game where you feel one mistake is going to cost a team. So as we go into half-time, it is Australia 0, Malaysia 0.
Home of Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. In fact, Curtin is recognised globally for providing courses with a practical focus, where students learn the skills to graduate career ready. Ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, Curtin's innovative, exciting campus and learning environment offers an experience to last a lifetime. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Do you love hockey as much as we do? At the Field Hockey label, our vision is to dress up hockey. Whether playing, training, or simply casual wear away from the pitch, the Field Hockey label supplies high-quality match and training attire, long-sleeve tops and supporter wear such as puffer jackets and track pants, polo shirts, and even business shirts. All of the Field Hockey label's gear can be custom-made to include club and sponsor logos, player names, and team numbers. The Field Hockey label, where if you love hockey like we love hockey, we guarantee you'll always feel the best dressed.
The home of Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. In fact, Curtin is recognised globally for providing courses with a practical focus, where students learn the skills to graduate career ready. Ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, Curtin's innovative, exciting campus and learning environment offers an experience to last a lifetime. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Do you love hockey as much as we do? At the Field Hockey label, our vision is to dress up hockey. Whether playing, training, or simply casual wear away from the pitch, the Field Hockey label supplies high-quality match and training attire. Long-sleeve tops and supporter wear, such as puffer jackets and track pants, polo shirts, and even business shirts. All of the Field Hockey label's gear can be custom-made to include club and sponsor logos, player names, and team numbers. The Field Hockey label, where if you love hockey like we love hockey, we guarantee you'll always feel the best dressed. Welcome back to the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium. Half-time coming to an end in the final match on day 2. It is Australia 0, Malaysia 0 at the moment in what has been a very cagey affair. Australia have not really managed to create too many opportunities. When they did, Hamiz Ahir was on hand to make a fantastic save. And Malaysia, well, they hit the post when Arif Ishak penalty corner ricocheted back. He beat the keeper, beat the postman, but he just couldn't get it inside the post. The Australian players making their way over to the bench so we can get the second half underway. And of course, Australia, you feel, would want to get a victory in this match because they've seen today Great Britain go 2 from 2 and India go 2 from 2. And Australia's next game, which will be on Tuesday, will be against Great Britain, and it will be in the early time slot when it's the hottest here in Johor Bahru. The Australian players making their way out now. Just like to once more acknowledge our sponsors. Away from the pitch, dress up hockey by wearing Field Hockey label leisure wear. We love hockey all day, every day. And you can get moving in Malaysia with MyGo. Multi-services app. Download it and you get 300 ringgit bonus straight away when you download the app. And of course, Curtin University making tomorrow better. We thank them all for their support, along with Griffin making an impact, and you can discover more at their website, griffinhockey.com. So Akimullah over the ball for Malaysia, gets the second half and the third quarter underway. Are we going to see a goal in this 15-minute period? A few people around us at halftime saying that they feel Malaysia have looked the better team. I'm sure Ben Bishop would probably be aware of that and would want to try and right a few wrongs. That's why he had the players down the far end of the pitch. Malaysia, though, looking to go on the attack if they can. Shearman, he's put under pressure by 2 Australian players, keeps possession, though. Just a stick jab. Shearman plays it forward gently. Turning now is Buzzico. Buzzico gets the free hit for a stick check. Another dangerous tackle coming off from Hafizi Zainuddin. Buzzico throws the aerial pass long, but it was well cut out by Arif Ishak. Coming back, doing good defensive work for Australia. Once more is Dane Richards. Richards has had a really big game for me in this particular match. And dispossessed that time was Collins. Malaysia have got numbers around the circle. They just need to get the ball in there. Really determined defending again from Australia. Double teaming, and Akimullah couldn't find a way in. Well, Akimullah is still a very young player, but he has international experience. Just returned from the Tour of Europe, where he was playing with the Malaysian Tigers. Scored 2 against the Netherlands. So he can mix it with the best in the world. Akimullah. So Australia doing well to keep him quiet at the moment. Comes across to Lucas Brown. Lucas Brown, who actually lives in New South Wales but plays for Queensland in the national competitions. The reason he opted for that as Australia win a free hit was he plays for the Kuraki, I hope I said that right, or Korakai Hockey Club in the Northern Rivers of New South Wales. Oh, great chance, and just wide on the turn. Well, Patrick Coates so close, Malaysian player down injured. And that was a painful blow. Ashraf Ishak is the man down. And I think he just got caught on the follow through of the stick as the turn and the shot came from Coates. He's up on his feet, he's hobbling a little bit. I think he's going to make his way off along the baseline. He is indeed, so that means that able to come on is Abdul Razak. Long corner for Australia. James Collins over the ball. Looking to deflect that into the circle was Dylan Martin. Given away Malaysia as they're trying to just clear the danger. Australia once more, edge of the circle, free hit. Into the circle they go. Really important tackle that was coming in. And it was a brilliantly made tackle as well. And this time Australia run out of space and it will be a 16. And that was a good tackle from Hafizi Zainuddin. Hafizi Zainuddin, who plays his hockey for Maybank here in Malaysia. He played for Malacca in the recent 2019 Razak Cup. And they actually got all the way through to the final and managed to beat Johor, of course, who we're in the state of Johor at the moment. And that's gone out over the side off an Australian stick. Malaysia is taking their time, getting numbers forward, getting in structure. Silverius collects, and they're quite happy to go into the defensive line. It comes wide now to Abdul Razak. Abdul Razak looks to get it towards the circle. Buzzico read it well, though. Missed trap, unfortunately, for Richards. He loses possession. Australia under a bit of pressure once more. Just a slip, though, as the turn was made. Australia get possession back. Lovely stick work on halfway. That was good play coming from McCulloch. Driving forward in a penalty corner conceded. Dylan Martin, well, he just kept running, didn't he? And the foul was committed, and it's going to be a yellow card. I think the player is Iskander Zainal. Is the player who's going to spend 5 minutes on the side. It is indeed Iskander Zainal. So penalty corner for Australia. Can they break the deadlock here? Now they're certainly feeling the temperature. You can just tell, just making his way forward very slowly. Dane Richards, hands on his hips. So Sam McCulloch lines up at the first battery. Lachlan Buzzico at the second. Will they go with McCulloch? Will they go with Buzzico? They go with McCulloch. McCulloch flicks. It's deflected away. Hit the post, man. And I think the umpires are going to confer, but Arif Ishak went down. To me, I think that should be another penalty corner. I thought the defender was in front of the goalkeeper. Oh, he's given a stroke. Well, they obviously felt the other way around, that the defender was behind the goalkeeper. Now, we don't have the benefit of a replay, I'm afraid, but you can obviously stop this when you're watching it and maybe replay it back. And there's a conversation going on with Amirul Azahar. And the conversation continues with the umpires, but it is not going to change that decision. The big talking point will be whether the defender was in fact, well, just seeing on monitors near to us, he was clearly in front of the goalkeeper. So that is a strange decision in my opinion. And if Ishak is still on his back, the physio now coming on to treat him, so it means that there will be a slight delay. Man to take the penalty stroke is Aaron Hazel. So can Australia make this count and take the lead? Aaron Hazel will be facing the goalkeeper, Amir Zahir. Oh! Well, I think that was off the post. The goalkeeper went the other way. It, for a second, looked as if it might have been the goalkeeper's stick that kept that one out. And it was back off the post. So Hazel hit the post, and the chance for Australia to take the lead has gone begging, and maybe justice was done there, because I thought the penalty corner was harsh. And judging by the groans from a few people around us who saw the replay on the screen in the VIP box, I think they too felt it was harsh, but they're happy now. That ball ricocheting up, though, into the body of Adam Mamat, but it came up off an Australian stick. Hit the foot edge of the circle. Well, it was the foot on the circle. Had it been, it would have been a penalty corner. There's a push in the back, and that is a penalty corner. Well, the Australian players complaining, but to me, there was a clear push there in the back from Michael Francis. So Malaysia have a penalty corner. Their second of the match, remembering they hit the post with their first attempt. Can they get it inside the post this time? And what a turnaround that would be after conceding a penalty stroke. Within a minute, Malaysia have the chance to possibly take the lead themselves from a penalty corner. Making his way down to the baseline to inject his Amirul Azahar. Oh, it's a mistrap at the top of the circle. They've made a hash of it. Into the circle they go, trying to get a shot away, and another penalty corner awarded. It was Amirul Azahar. Well, I thought it was Amirul Azahar, but it was actually, there's two actually, Amirul Azhar and Amirul Azahar. Azahar was injecting, Azhar was the player who kept it alive. So Malaysia with another penalty corner. This time it's trapped well, and they've scored! Adam Mamat has managed to get the ball past the keeper, and Christian Starkey is beaten. Malaysia have the lead. Would you believe it? Having just seen a penalty stroke ricochet off the post at the other end, Australia now find themselves trailing. Well, Australia are going to have to find a way back. Across the circle it goes, a good chance, it's still alive, it'll be a free hit to Malaysia. Adam Mamat was the player who scored from a penalty corner the other night. I must apologise, we're trying to change the score on the scoreboard, but just have a technical glitch at the moment, but I can just confirm it is Australia 0, Malaysia 1. We will try and sort that out in a few minutes. Malaysia still coming forward now. They're buoyed by that goal, a ricochet away. Well, what a turnaround. Australia now are going to have to do it the hard way. They're going to have to find a goal from somewhere. And it's just played, unfortunately for them that time, behind Gobindraj Gill and out of play. Ben Bishop was saying that he knew Malaysia would be a tough game. They're a well-organised side, and they're young, and they're enthusiastic. And there's no doubt that many of these players who won the gold at the Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires last year, suddenly to win on the world stage like that gives them so much confidence. And when you consider it was the first time ever that Malaysia had qualified for the Youth Olympic Games. Okay, it's only a five-a-side game, but it's still a success on an international stage in front of big crowds against the best teams. And those players involved, it was massive. Buzico trying to spark something for his side. Deflection, edge of the circle. Good defence, though, inside the circle as the ball brought out by Amirul Azhar. McBride forced to go backwards. Gill just hesitated. The ball taken away from him. That was good tracking back. Malaysia, though, still have possession. Good play from a player I think's had a good game, Mahubudin, for Malaysia. Receives the ball back, Mahubudin. Thought he'd found the feet, but he didn't. And it's Australia's ball as Francis will go square. Oh, and that was not a good touch, unfortunately, for James Collins. He's given possession back. Here's Mahubudin again. Manages to play the ball down the line to Amirul Mamat. And just trying to lift the ball over the stick, but unsuccessful, was Shakir. Long overhead pass thrown. Malaysia, they've missed it. Oh, well, eventually brought down, but that was a hairy moment because Aaron Hazel was behind, and Aaron Hazel now penalised for not being 5 metres when the free hit was taken. A wry grin on his face. I think he knew it, but he thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. Aaron Hazel, who missed the national championships in Australia, the under-21 championships. He was injured at the time, but obviously such a key player, and Ben Bishop, having seen him in action before, wasn't worried about the injury. Buzico had a stretch. It's then taken away from him. Sirman on the ball for Malaysia. Ball will come wide now. Malaysia. Amirul Azhar loses out, but he gets the free hit. Hazel, the player, penalised again. A little bit of muttering under the breath from Aaron Hazel. Too far away to be able to lip read. Again, a good pass down the line, and Hafizi loses out, though, and it's a chance for Australia. Well read, anticipating the pass. Will he keep it in play? Silverius does, the captain of Malaysia. Looks to play it to the back post. Oh, brilliant intercept. That was absolutely superb by Anand Gupta. Saw the pass, and he just accelerated. He was a long way away from the line on which the pass was going to be played, but he just managed to find that surge of energy to get in the right spot and pick off the pass. Well played, Anand Gupta. Mamat. Oh, there's another bump there. Gill complains, and we've got a Malaysian player down, and I think the Australians are questioning it. Lachlan Buzzico is coming across, talking to Sean Rappaport. Malaysian player slow to his feet. And that's good umpiring. He's saying, look, I don't want any diving. There was a push, but there's no need for you to dive. So good umpiring there. There is no doubt that sometimes the smaller players do look to influence the umpire's decision. Inside the circle, I thought that caught a Malaysian foot. It doesn't matter, Australia are coming out of defence. Free hit goes the way of Australia, and Coates plays it over the top. Foot race on. Coming across is Araf Ishak. He just got there ahead of Aaron Knight, mopping up at the back for Malaysia. Ishak, who went off when the penalty stroke was awarded, he's back out there now, and he certainly looks like he's moving okay. So not long to go now in this third quarter. It's been a good one for Malaysia. And Australia are going to have to lift their game in the final 15 minutes if they want to get a victory out of this game. Well, Malaysia quite happy to just run the clock down if Australia are going to sit back. And now pushing forward is Knight. Pass is played, and Malaysia look to play a 1-2 out of defence. And it's been lost though. Free hit goes Australia's way. Took a deflection off the foot. Another free hit to Australia. Have they got time to find an equalising goal before we go into the final break? Sam Gray comes on. He's available square if they want him. Dylan Martin instead decides to go to Buzzico. Buzzico picks out Gallagher. Gallagher across the face of goal. There was nobody there. And now trying to create some space and get the ball back across the circle was Coates. He was dispossessed. Brilliant ball by Gallagher. Shame nobody was there for Australia. And Malaysia will no doubt be very relieved there was nobody there for Australia. And that pass too far ahead. It was a good idea, but not the best executed pass. And Malaysia, Gavranic cuts infield. Great work. The man who played the poor pass just moments earlier was back helping out, but Silverius was the man who put in the tackle. Comes to Silverius again. Looks to try and just knock the ball past Dylan Martin. Didn't manage to do so. Good pass that time under pressure from Dane Richards. Pace on that ahead of Gavranic, and there were two Australians running in that line, but it was too far ahead of them. The other was McBride. So the Malaysian fans finding their voice, just saying, we love you. They certainly do love their hockey, and they love their hockey team here in Malaysia, especially when they're winning. Another free hit to Australia. Martin plays it forward. Gavranic now. Gavranic faced with Araf Ishak. Takes a tumble as the ball is dispossessed, or rather taken away from him. And Malaysia just stealing a good 2 meters. And the umpire's very quick to whistle and make sure it was taken from the right spot. Good to see. Having to stretch to keep that in Malaysian possession. Gavranic trying to dispossess Araf Ishak. And he sighs when he doesn't get the decision. And the hooter goes as the ball ricochets off the stick of Lucas Brown and out of play. And what an interesting third quarter it was. Australia had the chance to take the lead when they won a penalty stroke. Aaron Hazel hit the post. A minute later, Malaysia win a penalty corner. They fluff the first one, they get a retake, and Adam Mamet gives them the lead. So at the final break, it's Australia 0, Malaysia 1.
Of Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. In fact, Curtin is recognised globally for providing courses with a practical focus, where students learn the skills to graduate career ready. Ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, Curtin's innovative, exciting campus and learning environment offers an experience to last a lifetime. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Welcome back to the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium. The noise level has gone up. Everybody is watching this one. Malaysia, can they get their first victory in 2019? Can Australia come back? They're trailing by 1-0. 15 minutes to go. And if Australia can get a draw, I'm sure they would be happy with that. They've still got games against India and Great Britain as Malaysia get the final quarter underway. Must say that Saiful Zaini said that the team he's got this year is better than the one he had last year. And tonight they've been playing well. Sirman got the touch forward. Australia just need to make those passes count around the circle. Maybe, just maybe, they're trying to hit too many long passes. Gavranich takes a tumble again. Free hit, though, goes Australia's way. Ball comes infield now to Dylan Martin. Martin, tall, rangy figure. Malaysia just killing a bit of time there. Ashraf Ishak throws the ball long. That'll be watched onto the stick by Buzzico. Buzzico to Gill. Trying to get that was Dane Richards, but penalised again. And Malaysia, that's a fluffed pass. Richards says, thank you very much. I'll take that back off you if you're going to give it to me that simply. And it could be danger. Knight just plays the ball infield, but the run wasn't there from Gavranich. And so Malaysia are given back possession. Just at the moment, the connection's not there for Australia. Just knocking the ball around. Shakir showing in front of the defensive line, working very hard for Malaysia. Down the line it goes. The ricochet is, in the end, it's a good one for Gill. Ball comes wide now for Australia. Lucas Brown looking to try and get forward. A real tussle with Akimullah. And the decision goes Akimullah's way. Good recovering tackle, though, and over the sideline it goes from James Collins. Shearman plays the ball infield and just ricocheted up as Amirul Azhar was playing it forward. Amirul Azhar again. Off the stick it goes of Collins. Maybe it was the foot. Free hit anyway to Malaysia. Arif Ishak will get the ball back. Disguised a good pass down the sideline. Good defence from Australia. Not panicking inside the circle, but a slight bit of miscontrol. Arif Ishak goes quite happily now back to Amirul Azhar. Ishak, oh, so nearly a touch. It was a great ball to the near post. A really good run into the circle as well. And so nearly a touch from Aki Muller to make it 2-0. He just timed his run really well. This will be a free hit to Australia. Dane Richards plays the ball out wide, collected by Lucas Brown. Brown pushing forward. Now it's Martin. Martin gets past one, can't get past the second Malaysian player. Ball played forward now, and Adam Mamat just goes laterally across the pitch until some support comes. Down the line he goes, but was there a deflection off the Australian stick? No, says the umpire. Malaysia were playing for that. They didn't get the decision. Can Australia find a goal from somewhere? Good work again from Francis. Francis beats one, runs into the second, gets a free hit though. Just inside the 23-metre line, so cannot go directly into the circle. Francis should get that one. He does get that. And he created enough space to get the pass away into the circle. Here's a chance for Australia, falling. Good save again from Hamiz Ahir. The umpire talking to the Malaysian players, and we're going to see a card. A green card has been issued to Arif Ishak. He's arguing about it. He'd be better off just sprinting off and sitting down and serving the 2 minutes, because you're not going to see the umpire change his mind. I know he's trying to explain what he was doing, but Malaysia now down to 10 for the next 2 minutes. Sherman, can Australia get possession and go on the attack? Well, they've got possession now. Pushed forward, Coates deflects up off the stick into the body, so it'll be an Australia free hit. James Collins over the ball. There's space on the right-hand side for Australia. Gill. And he tried to spin and play that one into the circle, and there's a little bit of afters going on with Gobinder Raj Gill. Keep an eye on that. Umpire again very quick to move in and try and close that down. It was Aki Muller involved with Gill. Australia really need to get some possession. Ball comes wide and Sirman keeps it, takes a tumble. Oh, and are we going to see, we're seeing a green card now for Australia. James Collins with 2 minutes on the side. So we're 10 aside now for at least the next minute. Abdul Razak played it down the line for Malaysia. Trying to get it into the circle. 3 Australian players thrown forward. Well, the Australian player holding his line. That was good play from Aaron Hazel. Defender running across, jumping in front of him, created danger. Dylan Martin is going to leave it behind. Brindley Gallagher plays it square across the halfway line for Australia. Deflected down the line, but the deflection was far, far too acute. So Malaysia, again, get the chance to just play with the ball. I'm sure they would love a second goal just to try and seal the game. They'll be a little bit nervous that Australia could come back, and it's just going to take one small error. Silverius. He's had a fantastic time with Sabah. Shelo Silverius. He would really love to get a medal in his 3rd Sultan of Johor Cup, especially as captain. But here come Australia. Long way to go in the tournament yet. Still a long way to go in this game. Good running again from Aaron Hazel. Good defence, though, from Malaysia. Amirul Azahar playing it over the side. Into the corner. It's taken by Malaysia. And taken back into the corner. And a free hit goes Australia's way. Malaysia not too happy about it. Is this the chance they've been waiting for? Gill has moved out wide on the left-hand side, hoping, I think, for the aerial pass, and a miscommunication sees the ball go over the side, and another chance to go on the attack goes begging for Australia. Ben Bishop down below us is unmoved, but I'm sure incredibly frustrated as he is sitting there. Deflected into the circle. Good defence out of Ishak. He's there again. And it's broken forward and it comes off the goalkeeper's pad. Sammy's here off his line. And we've got another Malaysian player going down with an injury. Clock has stopped. I would think that this is just cramped, to be honest, because they've been doing a lot of running. It's a very muggy evening here in Johor Bahru. So the Malaysian players just going into a huddle as they wait for the physio. The physio's in no huddle, just strolling on. In fact, not even going on at the moment. I think the umpire has signalled for him to go on. Well, now he makes his way on. Well, as he takes his time, gives me a chance once more to thank our sponsors. Get moving with MyGo, multi-services app here in Malaysia. We thank them for their support. And also the Field Hockey label, where if you love hockey as much as we love hockey, we guarantee you'll always be the best dressed on or off the pitch. Griffin in the game since 1983. And Curtin University ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide. And that is based on the academic ranking of world universities in 2019. Thank you for your support, all of those sponsors. Well, making his way off behind the goal. He's the player that went down. Clearly, I think it is cramp. He's walking with a very stiff leg at the moment. So, Australia still trying to find an equalising goal. Buzzico plays it to Gupta. Gupta out wide to Gallagher. Goes off the Malaysian stick, down by the corner flag. It's a ball from the side for Australia. Buzzico barking instructions, wants it out to the left-hand side. Comes to Lucas Brown. Brown is closed down. Still alive as Brown plays it forward. It was going to ricochet well for Brown, but the whistle had gone. It's a free hit to Australia. Richards, who's been involved in so much tonight, goes back to Buzzico. Gupta. Great block, edge of the circle. Silverius. And just throws it long. It's going to be a foot race, and Buzzico should get there with ease. Buzzico playing it forward. Oh, it's won brilliantly by Malaysia. That really shouldn't have been won by Malaysia, and then fortunately they've made a hash of it at the top of the circle. Game beginning to open up now. Gavranic, he can dribble with the ball at speed. Advances towards the D, cracked that one into the shins of the Malaysian defender. Tried to get inside the circle, where you wonder whether there was an advantage after it went in the shins of Abdul Razak. We've got another collision further forward. On the turf once more is Amarul Azahar. Stolen this time. Great break forward. This coming from Abdul Rauf. Abdul Rauf across the face of goal. Oh! Open goal because Australia had pulled their keeper. And he missed the target. The crowd cannot believe it. Well, Malaysia had a chance to seal the match. I'm sorry I'd missed Australia pulling the keeper. They must have done that when the injury happened. So Australia with more outfield players now. They have 11 outfield players, no goalkeeper. And remember, no outfield player anymore has goalkeeping privileges. What an opportunity that was for Malaysia. If this game does slip from their grasp, that will be the moment they'll look back on. McBride, good running from him, kept in play wide. Back to McBride. McBride, well, that was clever, onto his foot. Now Malaysia again come forward. The crowd find their voice. Akimullah runs straight down the middle. Free hit conceded there by Dane Richards. Malaysia have moved it. Akimullah makes a run wide. And it was just too wide, the pass. It was intelligent play by Akimula inside the circle. He was behind the Australian defence and then was just looking to pull to the far post, get the ball under control and have a clear shot at goal. But the pass was misdirected. Aaron Hazel. Back to Hazel. Hazel turns. Dispossessed by a well-timed tackle from Ashraf Ishak. Oh, if you go back to the beginning of this match, Malaysia hit the post. We've got another Malaysian player down. And then we saw a superb save from Hamiz Amir. And a card has been issued to the player that's gone down this time. For time wasting, I'm sure. It may well be cramp, but there is obviously the substitution method. You can go off. Well, we know it's a hot night, and we know that these are difficult conditions to play in. And Malaysia have done a lot of running, but it comes down to preparation. And you have to say now the question marks over their preparation. If all these players are going down with cramp, have they taken on enough fluids? And he seems to be walking perfectly fine now. So Australia with a ball from the side. Martin made the run towards it. The ball was played to Buzzico in the defensive line. Short pass to Gallagher. Gallagher's balls into the circle have been good. Lovely turn. Ball tried to be laid back. McBride tries to get a shot. McBride does get a shot away, and he scores. Australia have got an equaliser. Malaysia, just for once, failed to clear. And McBride, the ricochet came back to me. His first shot was saved, and he made no mistake with the second. Well, Australia have left it very, very late. And that may well be a get-out-of-jail goal for them, because it could determine whether they play off for the bronze medal or whether they're playing in the gold medal match on Saturday at the end of this week. Malaysia, you can see their heads went to the skies, their shoulders dropped. Every bit of energy was drained from their bodies as they saw that ball go in. They've worked hard tonight, so too have the Australians, mind you. Malaysia again had that chance. Australia brought their goalkeeper back on. Malaysia could have made it 2-0 when the goalkeeper was off. They put the shot the wrong side of the post. So both teams are going to look back on this game on missed opportunities. The penalty stroke Australia missed. The save made by Hamiz Ahir. Malaysia hit the post. Malaysia missed an open goal. Chances are begging for both sides. And who knows, maybe 1-1 is going to be a fair result for both sides. Gallagher now has space. He puts good balls into the circle, intercepted well by Malaysia. Ball comes out now to Adam Mamat. Mamat carries it forward, plays it square. Malaysia now desperate to find a winner. Gallagher going back all the way. He's still got plenty of running in his legs. Through his legs the ball goes, but it's cleaned up inside the circle. And appeals for a free hit from Buzzico. It's Buzzico who managed to intercept the pass into the circle and play it back out. He's pulled wide now to the left-hand side. Well, there's no clock on the scoreboard. Ours has run down. So we can only assume there's only literally about a minute left, if that. Of course, there have been a few injury delays, so maybe there is a little bit longer. That was real determination. And he came up with the ball brilliantly, Patrick Coates. And another Malaysian player is down. Now this one looks as if it's an ankle. Certainly not cramp. didn't see what happened. I was following the ball, and whether he just rolled his ankle. I must admit their physio is fairly leisurely in the way he comes onto the turf. I don't think his dog would get a lot of exercise if he took it for a walk, put it that way. So coming off, and certainly in a bit of trouble, is Hafizi Zanuddin. He's one of their key players for Malaysia. Hafizi Zanuddin. He's in a rich vein of form at the moment as well. Played well in the Razak Cup by all accounts for Malacca. So the free hit, Buzzico just listening to the umpire, trying to work out what is wanted. The free hit goes Australia's way. They take it. Played out to the right-hand side. And did it take a touch? No, it didn't. Says the umpire from New Zealand, Nick Saunders. So Malaysia get the chance to play out from defence. Silverius just lobs the ball back. Ball played square now to Abdul Razak. Malaysia will think of what might have been. It would have been a great scalp. The hooter goes. And Australia, well, they will no doubt be relieved that they got out of jail. They'll be frustrated they didn't get a win. They are still unbeaten after 2 games. But Malaysia, well, could they have won that game? Yes, they could have, but Australia, credit to them, they fought all the way to the end. And both teams put on a wonderful display. Penalty stroke was missed by Aaron Hazel when he hit the post. A minute later, Adam Mamat gave the lead from a penalty corner to Malaysia. And then right at the death, a ball played into the circle. Daniel McBride's shot. It was saved by Hamiz Ahir. The rebound came back to McBride. And this time he managed to beat the keeper to level for Australia. So the match, the final match on day 2 of the 2019 Sultan Azlan Shah Cup finishes Australia 1, Malaysia 1. It's the Sultan of Johor Cup, I must correct myself there. Moving down to Ipoh. Just to recap on the results from today, it was a 2-1 victory over Japan for Great Britain. It was an 8-2 victory for India over New Zealand. And finally, it was our first draw of the tournament, a 1-1 draw between Australia and Malaysia. It will be a rest day here at the Sultan of Johor Cup tomorrow. We hope you'll join us again, where we'll be back with the live stream of all of the action on Tuesday.
The home of Australia's men's and women's hockey teams is Curtin University in Western Australia, where students get to develop their skills alongside the world's best. In fact, Curtin is recognised globally for providing courses with a practical focus, where students learn the skills to graduate career ready. Ranked in the top 1% of universities worldwide, Curtin's innovative, exciting campus and learning environment offers an experience to last a lifetime. Find out more at curtin.edu/international and join Curtin today.
Do you love hockey as much as we do? At the Field Hockey label, our vision is to dress up hockey. Whether playing, training, or simply casual wear away from the pitch, the Field Hockey label supplies high-quality match and training attire, long-sleeve tops and supporter wear such as puffer jackets and track pants, polo shirts, and even business shirts. All of the Field Hockey label's gear can be custom-made to include club and sponsor logos, player names, and team numbers. The Field Hockey label, where if you love hockey like we love hockey, we guarantee you'll always feel the best dressed.